One day, Thomas the Tank Engine was talking to his best friend Percy. The Circus Magic Show was on Sony, and he didn't like it. "Look at that," he said, watching Henry and James rush by with their cattle trucks painted in bright streamers. "How do they think that's proper on any railway? Circus animals don't belong anywhere near the line. I mean, that's ridiculous. That'd be like, I don't know, Technicolor talking cars." Percy only laughed. "You're quite the hypocrite!" "Save me the big words, Percy. You know you don't know what they mean," said Thomas. "Anyways, I'm off to do some real work. None of this circus nonsense or magic." "But Thomas," said Percy, "don't you want to see the magic show?" "No," said Thomas. "Magic is for children." "Aren't we children?" And Thomas took Annie and Clarabelle out of the station. "Thomas," they said, "you mustn't..." "What she means to say is, you mustn't be so rude," said Clarabelle, "and you should pick up some cough syrup the next time you pass a shop." "No and no," said Thomas. "I wasn't being rude, I was being factual, and if they can't accept that, then that's their own problem. And no, I can't afford cough syrup." "But you could afford all of these new magazines, couldn't you?" "Those aren't magazines, those are pamphlets. Brochures from the store." "Oh, so you went to the store, didn't you?" "No, I didn't say that." "Yes, you did." When Thomas arrived at Knapford Junction, James was waiting for him. "Hey, Thomas, guess what?" he said. "If it's about the circus or magic, please don't tell me." "Yes, it's about both of those things," said James, "and a new third thing." "How bad could it get?" said Thomas. "No, not bad, better. You've heard of magic, you've heard of circus, but have you heard of dark circus magic?" Thomas was puzzled, but not amused. "No, I haven't," he said. "Well, let me tell you," said James, taking out his favourite little red book. "It starts with The Art of the Occult by Charles P. James." And he opened the book to Chapter 1. Chapter 1. Acquiring your materials. Get a piece of chalk and draw. But as James continued talking, Thomas wasn't listening. He didn't like magic, and he didn't like circuses. "Well, you've got your passengers," said Thomas. "I'm off to do more work. Real work, none of this magic nonsense." "Work, is it?" scoffed James. "This is my work. This is my work." Before long, Thomas arrived at the Wellsworth School. The children got off and went into their scurry, bouncy houses. Thomas cringed as he saw that this was where all the circus festivities had been set up. Toby was waiting outside. "Remarkable, isn't it, Thomas?" he said. "Look at all those happy children, and those... let's just say they're happy animals, and that happy little ringmaster. Look at him counting those happy green notes and..." Yes, very happy," said Thomas. "What's the matter, Thomas?" said Toby. "Aren't you enjoying the festivities?" "No, I'm not," said Thomas. It's foolish." Really? Said Toby. Foolish how? It's just... magic is childish. You of all engines should know that. That may be, said Toby, but that doesn't mean that I ruin the fun for others. From what James and Percy told me, you've been making a right fuss about everything. But that's because it's true, said Thomas. They need to understand. This is just some child's game. You know, Thomas, said Toby, sometimes you just need to take a step back and understand. And if that doesn't work, then, well, experiencing is always the better option. Thomas was confused. Experiencing? He said. What are you talking about? With an alarming shriek, James screeched into the yard and stopped right in front of Thomas. People in odd robes hopped out of his coaches and surrounded the line. James stared Thomas straight in the eyes and got out his book. You! He said. You cursed the name of magic! What? Said Thomas. I wasn't trying to make up all your excuses, but you know it's true, said James, tears in his eyes. Now I will read my favourite scripture. Chapter 5, Section 5. With the tails of cotton and streamers of plastic, clouds of swirls and winds of pain, here comes the train. What is... hello, Thomas. What is... what took you? James, quit it, come on. I don't know to... this isn't... Stop. Oh, turn the TV off, Gordon. Fine. I never understand you, Henry. How can you still be afraid of TV programs if you're an adult? It's so graphic. Your accident was worse than that, Henry. Your accident was very real and possible, and that can never happen, okay? Are you sure? Do you think that James might be? James is in his own shed, fast asleep. He can't hurt you. This isn't real. Okay.